Hi students, in our previous discussion, we see about the electromechanical energy conversion and electromechanical energy conversion devices and some formulas regarding the mechanical systems and electrical systems and magnetical systems and the field energy and co-energy for a system which can be where the armature is not moving. So in this video, we will see about the nearly same operation, but the difference is here the armature will be move with some distance. So for that, once again we consider the attracted armature relay excited by an electrical source. So this one is the attracted armature relay. This one is the attracted armature relay excited by the electrical source. So when we give the electrical supply, it will generate some magnetic field, and within the if the armature is not move, that is our previous condition, and if the armature is move, that is our present condition. So we well known that the mechanical work done by the field when the armature moves a distance dx in positive direction is known as the dWm is equal to ff into dx. That is nothing but work is equal to force into displacement. Here the force developed is ff and the moved distance is some dx distance, some dx distance, and this energy will be, this concept will be understand by using the law of conservation of energy. So according to the law of conservation of energy, the energy neither be created nor be destroyed, and that will be transferred from one form to another form. So the electrical energy input is equal to sum of the mechanical energy output, and some energy will be stored in that particular magnet. So that is nothing but increase in the field energy. So from that equation, our mechanical energy output is equal to electrical energy input minus increase in the field energy. So what is the mechanical energy output? Ff into dx. Ff into dx is equal to E into I into dt. But E is equal to d lambda by dt. So I into d lambda by dt into dt cancel. We get I into d lambda, and the field energy will be, we can give as the minus d into wf. And we already know that the field energy plus co-energy is equal to total energy. That means in the previous, for a lossless line, that means for a linear curve, the field energy plus co-energy is equal to sum of the energy, and that energy can be given as the lambda I. Why? Because in our previous discussion, field energy we can get as half into lambda I, and co-energy we can get as half into lambda I. So lambda I plus lambda I is equal to half lambda I plus half lambda I is equal to lambda I. So our field energy is equal to lambda I minus co-energy. So here we represent the co-energy or field energy can be represented in two ways. That means by considering the I comma x as the variables, and by considering the I comma lambda as the variables. So we go for the first condition. That means by considering the I comma x as the variables. So if you consider the I comma x as the variables, then what is our dWf? dWf means derivative of the above equation. So derivative of the Wf is equal to derivative of the lambda I minus derivative of the W dash f of I comma x. So derivative of the lambda I is, here we go for the partial derivation. That means I into d lambda plus lambda into di minus, here also we go for the partial derivation. That means derivation of the W dash f with respect to I, and derivation of the W dash f with respect to x. So this is the derivation of the this one. So by substituting this is second equation, we consider this equation as the second one and this previous equation as the first one. And if you substitute this second equation in the first, then we get f of ff of x is equal to I into d lambda minus dw dash f. That means I into d lambda plus lambda into di minus dou w dash f by dou I into di plus dou w dash f by dou x into dx. So r by separating the di terms and dx terms, that means here we have I into d lambda and minus I into d lambda is both are cancelled, and then minus lambda into di plus of this one and minus of this one is the equation. So by separating the di and dx, so here we have the di and here we have the di. So dou w dash f by dou I into di minus lambda into di plus dou w dash of f by dou x into dx. So by comparing the left hand side and right hand side, then what we observe, in the right hand side we have the di term, but in the left hand side we don't have the di term. So by making the di coefficient as 0, then we get dou w dash f by dou I minus lambda is equal to 0, is equal to 0. So by solving this one, we get lambda is equal to dou w dash f by dou I. Here we have dou x, but that is wrong one. We write as dou I. And comparing the dou x terms, here we have the ff, and here we have the dou wf dash by dou x. So ff is equal to dou w dash of I comma x. Why? Because in the previous we consider this function is the variables of the I comma x by dx. And next, in this condition we consider the variables as I comma x, and if you consider the lambda comma x as the variables, then what we get? If the lambda comma x are taken as the independent variables, our wf, why? Because if you consider the I comma x, then that is a co-energy, and if you consider the lambda comma x, then that is a field energy. So here we discuss about the field energy. That means wf is equal to wf of lambda comma x, and derivative of the wf is equal to derivative of the wf of d lambda into d lambda plus dou wf by dou x into dx, which we already seen in our previous discussion, but the derivation will be changed. That means in the previous discussion we see about the derivation of the wf function with I comma x as the variables, and here we have the lambda comma x as the variables, and this we consider this equation as 3, and by substituting this third equation in the first equation, then what we get? Ff of dx is equal to I into d lambda minus dou wf by dou lambda into d lambda minus dou wf by dou x into dx. So here also by separating the dx terms and d lambda terms, we can get one equation, and by equating the right hand side and left hand side, here we have the dx term, and here we have the dx term, and here we have the d lambda term, but for the left side we don't have the d lambda term. For the left hand side we don't have the d lambda term, so we have to make the coefficient of the d lambda to 0. Then we get I minus dou lambda f by dou lambda is equal to 0. I is equal to dou lambda of by dou lambda. That means this function is variable function of lambda comma x. In the previous discussion, that is the function of variable function of the I comma x. So I is equal to dou wf by dou lambda into of I lambda comma x, and similarly equating the dx terms also, ff is equal to minus dou wf by dou x. And however we can write these mechanical forces in a brief manner. So these are the brief manner representation of the mechanical forces. So what is that brief representation? If you consider the lambda, then that mechanical force can be given as the dou wf dash by dou x. That means we consider the I as constant, and that force is co-energy forces. And similarly, if you consider the lambda as a constant, then that force is considered the field energy forces. Then we go for the wf. We can write that function as the wf. And in case of the non-linear function, these functions also we already discussed in our previous class. So the co-energy function, which can be represented in the functions of I comma x, is equal to half of lambda x into I square. Why? Because definitely we can represent the function in terms of the I, in terms of the I. Whereas if you go for the field energy representation, definitely we have to represent the in terms of the lambda, in terms of the lambda. So the derivations we already see in our previous discussion. What is the derivation means? Ff is equal to dou wf dash by dou x. So we can derive this equation with respect to x. Then what we get? Half into I square dou lambda dou L of x by dou x. And similarly for the co-energy, we can derive with respect to x, but this is a function of the lambda, so we can represent this function in terms of the lambda, so half lambda square by L of x. So by derivating this one, half lambda square L of x, L of x by dou x. So these are the mechanical force representation in terms of the co-energy representation and field energy representation. So mechanical energy varies from if the distance varies from the one position A to another position B. That means in the previous diagram, that means armature diagram, we have the one armature, and that armature will be moving from x position to another position, we called as dx. But now we consider the distance as xa and xb. That means that will be moved from position A to position B. So when the armature is moved from the position A to position B, the coil current remains constant. So then what is the mechanical energy means? That mechanical energy is nothing but Wm is equal to force into displacement itself. But we have to consider that force into displacement with the limits. So what are the limits? At position A we have the one distance, and at position B we have the another distance. So those distances are nothing but xa and xb. And we can analyze this mechanical energy in terms of the co-energy and in terms of the field energy. So if you consider the constant I, that means co-energy. So these are the curves for the I lambda curves. I lambda curves for the linear cases and non-linear cases. In linear cases, the co-energy and field energy is normally same. In the non-linear cases, this is the for distance xa, and this is the curve for distance xb. So if you consider these two diagrams, and if you consider for the constant I, that means the I value in the x-axis will be I, then what is the force in the displacement? That means what is the energy? We have to consider the limits for xa to xb. That means limits of xa to xb, ff of dx, that is equal to delta of wf dash. That means what is the meaning means, when the armature is at position A, then this is the co-energy and this is the field energy. And when the armature moves from xa to xb, then this co-energy will be increases to this extent, so that is the identification we observed here. And similarly, if you go for the field energy, so then what we do, we can make the lambda as the constant. So if you make the lambda as the constant, and if the armature is at position A, this is the field energy, sorry, this is the co-energy, and this one is the field energy. And if you move our armature from xa to xb, then this field energy will be somewhat reduced to this value, So what happened when I is constant and when lambda is constant means, when I is constant the co-energy will be increased, and when the lambda is constant the co-energy will be decreased. So these are the observations we can observe by using these diagrams. And next, the general path of A to B for the corresponding I lambda curve are as shown in the figure. So these are for linear cases and these are for non-linear cases. And in general, WE, that means electrical energy input, is equal to, we can represent as the area of the CABD. That means this one is the C, this one is the A, and this one is the B, and this one is the D. So the area CABD area represents the electrical energy input, and WF is the area of the OBD minus area of the OAC. So what is OBD? OBD is total energy, OBD minus OAC. So if you subtract from OBD minus OAC, then we can get the field energy. So if you go for the mechanical energy, what is the mechanical energy? Definitely the field energy, the electrical energy minus field energy. So what is the electrical energy? Area of the CABD. So this one is the CABD. This energy minus area of the OBD. That means OBD. This area, and area of the OAC, that means OAC. That means, what is that meaning means, if you add area of the CABD and OAC, what we get? This total term. From this onwards, this total term we will get. What is the areas? Area of the CABD and area of the OAC can be given as, this is the area of the OAC and area of the CABD. So the total area is this area. And if you subtract the total area from the total area OBD, that means OBD, this area if you subtract, then what is the remaining area? The shaded area. The shaded area is the remaining area. So here what we observe means, the mechanical energy output is nothing but the shaded area. The mechanical energy output is the shaded area. So this is about the, when the armature moves, formula for the mechanical energy, and the remaining topics we will see in the next video. Thank you very much.